All right. Well, hey, y'all. Mark Sebby here with Texas Internet Radio and Texas Internet Music Television, coming to you live from Goofy's Bar and Grill in Canyon Lake, Texas. Man, it is good to be back here. And tonight, I have a special guest, one of my buddies and one of the guys I get to do a little bit of work with, and a great singer songwriter. If y'all would please welcome Mr. Paul Isaac. Yeah, Paul is Paul's a hell of a songwriter, and he's got kind of a cool story behind what he's doing. And since he hasn't been on in a while, about halfway through his performance, we're going to stop and catch up with him and get to know a little bit about that story. Right, Paul? Oh, you can't talk.
I can't talk. Now I can.
There you are. Where you been hiding all my life, man?
Yeah, right. You know, it feels good as long as we've known each other to still be introduced as a special guest with your kind of old hat. But
well, man, it's always a special guest. Every single guest is special, man.
That's right.
You know, because
I guess
their time to shine, brother.
I guess that depends on your definition of special, huh?
Well, you know, there is that. Yeah, I can't lie. There is that.
That's right, man.
What have you been up to, man? Just real quick, we'll do a little catch up.
Man, you know, a lot of work, you know, working on the business, being out with my boys when they're out on tour. Adding, it's a never ending thing, you know, as far as production goes, adding to the production company. And it's been good, but it's not to say life has not been without its trials, as we were talking about earlier off air. So, but you know, you could complain, but is it really worth it? No, because life is still good, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, perspective is 90% of it too, man.
And if you got enough sleep.
Well, yeah, that helps too, man. How's the business going and everything you doing?
Business is going well. It's been a little rough because we've had guys in and out sick, off, had to fire one of my largest crews just because one thing I do not tolerate is anything that is shady or cutting corners in, I don't want to say in a lying capacity, but there's no other nice way to say it, you know, so.
Sure, man.
And it doesn't matter how long you've been with me. Once that happens, we're done.
Well, yeah. And I mean, well, you're dealing with, you know, some pretty big construction projects, man. So
yeah,
there's a lot of money involved and a lot of people putting their trust in you to do it right.
Yep.
So I totally get it.
Yep. You know what I'm talking about.
But hey, man, I have been waiting to hear, feel free, man. You know how this works. You've been on the show before. It is your show. So do what you want to do. And we're going to catch up about halfway through. And hopefully I can get that little treat that I'm going to get for the audience here, and we can enjoy that. I'm going to try to work on that real quick.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, man. What you got for us?
Let's drop a needle on an old vinyl record, get kind of reckless, pour some red wine and see where it takes us. Do some slow dancing, sweet talk, romancing, baby, having me and you find the perfect kind of groove. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Some love and tenderness always sets the mood. The lights burning low, pulling you close. Let's put the world on hold and drop a needle on an old vinyl record. Get kinda reckless, pour some red wine and see where it takes us. Do some slow dancing, sweet talk, romancing, baby, having me and you find that perfect kind of groove. How things are meant to be, just like you and me. I wanna spend my whole night with you. Drop a needle on an old vinyl record, get kinda reckless, pour some red wine and see where it takes us. Do some slow dancing, sweet talk, romancing, baby, having me and you find that perfect kind of groove. Ooh, 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 ooh. get kinda reckless, pour some red wine and see where it takes us. Do some slow dancing, sweet talk, romancing, baby, how about me and you find the perfect kind of groove. Find the perfect kind of groove. Or something like that, man. It's going to be a rough night. I had a long gig last night and playing at church this morning. My fingers are hurting. If you're a guitar player, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you do the church thing on Sundays, don't you?
Yeah, and the thing is every time I play out, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the atmosphere at Max, but anytime I play out at Max Barbecue out in Fredericksburg, my fingers hurt afterwards. But I also haven't gigged that much in the past couple months.
Whose fault is that?
As intentional, but as we talked about,
yeah, I know.
There's other things.
I got to give you a hard time, though.
I know, man. You do. But but I haven't stopped writing. I mean, I still do that every morning when I go to my office. I spend at least 30, 45 minutes, working on ideas. Still write with guys. There's a couple of writers I've got that we can actually write by text because we know each other so well. And this is one I wrote with an artist. He's a brand new artist. And he is just got signed to his record deal. And so we started working on his new record. And I was fortunate enough to be picked to be the chief songwriter with him. So
nice, man.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. And so it's fun. I ended up writing this as a solo write, and it was just basically out of conversation with him. And you get this thing where Nashville or publishers will say, "Man, don't write about kids, don't write about family stuff," but yet you hear artists still put it out, and because artists want to record something that's real to them, something that they experience, because sometimes it's not just about getting a hit. It's about writing something and communicating something that's important to them. And this song kind of came out of that, and my own experience as a dad and a father. It's called "Doesn't Mean I Wasn't." It goes like this. If I'm honest, truth is, I'm not as strong as you think I am. In fact, a whole lot less time for confession. Remember when we fell into this thing called love, just the two of us, and we were wrapped up in arms, two racing hearts, searching for words, kissing you on your forehead, whispering it's gonna be okay. And just because I said don't be afraid doesn't mean I wasn't. Doesn't mean I wasn't. Superman pajamas, flying super fast down the hall from them monsters and them shadows that they cast. And I'm praying for the day his hands reach around my back. He won't even notice there's no cape on his dad when we're wrapped up in arms, two racing hearts, searching for words, kissing you on your forehead, whispering it's gonna be okay. Just because I said don't be afraid doesn't mean I wasn't. It doesn't mean I wasn't. And time after time, when I felt less than zero, you never gave up on me. Girl, you're the hero, 'cause you never let on that you knew. When we were wrapped up in arms, two racing hearts, searching for words, kissing you on your forehead, whispering it's gonna be okay. Just because I said don't be afraid doesn't mean I wasn't. It doesn't mean I wasn't. Doesn't mean I wasn't. Doesn't mean I wasn't.
So that was one that you guys did. Did you do the over the phone thing on that one, or was that an in person ride? Or
No, it was actually, we were on the phone and he said something, and it triggered an idea that I had about, just because I've said don't be afraid doesn't mean I wasn't afraid.
right.
And it was just a conversation. So I ended up writing all these lyrics and wrote this song, and I sent it to him, and I said, dude, this was our conversation on the phone. So that one happened just because we were, two dads talking about stuff like that.
Right.
But one coming up that we did do over the phone, and also one I wrote with Jay Brunswick. We did that over the phone too. So yeah, I'll play those.
That's an interesting concept, man, because there's so much that people are able to do with technology now that we didn't have. We didn't have that growing up, man. And you can either embrace it or not, man. If you weren't physically in the room, it didn't happen.
Right.
Back in the day, and I could still remember all the phone numbers. I had them all in my head of everybody that I needed to know a number for.
Yep.
And now we got these little square spy devices that store our
computer with the telephone app.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, it's pretty nuts, dude.
Well, I know, like during the pandemic, as songwriters, man, we had to embrace a different way of writing.
Absolutely.
Because like the record labels were closed, ASCAP was closed down, so I couldn't get a writer's room at ASCAP. Some of the other writing studios were down, and the studios where the writers that I write with are housed in their offices, we couldn't write there, so we either had to get in somebody's home or we had to Zoom. And you've kind of found out real quick that if you don't know somebody really well, it's hard to write over Zoom because the vibe you get in the room is just not there.
Yeah, that's got to be, yeah.
Dude,
especially
so
like never
hard.
doing it before and now being forced to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so what happened is we ended up gravitating, to one or two or three writers that you really have a close relationship with, because as soon as you say something, you know what they're thinking, or you know what they're thinking just by the look on their face. And we found that it was easy to do it, once we got used to that kind of, I would call it a lag. I'm not talking about the latency, but it's just the lag of the feeling transferring over a screen.
Right.
But having an intimate and close relationship, with the guy or the other guy or the gal on the other side of your computer screen really helped, because you know where they were coming from and you weren't as dependent on that vibe that happens in the room. And that also lent itself, to us being able to write, over text or because you can hear them, you hear their voice, you can see their reaction in your own imagination. But, we figured out how to do it. And then all of a sudden, we're open back up. We can meet in person. And if we don't finish a song, man, we don't have to worry about, scheduling time 2-3 months down the road to go finish a song with each other. We can finish it on text or jump on a Zoom and, and spend 30 minutes and finish a song that wasn't almost there, during our typical 3-hour writing session. So we've learned to utilize those as tools. Heck, I write a lot in my truck. I'll call Chris up. He probably got one of the best friends in the world. Incredible songwriter. I'll call him up and we will write as I'm driving around in my truck from job site to job site. So, you learn how to use that technology as a tool because we were forced to. And then you just get better at it.
Well, and the way that you were just describing using it, that's brilliant, man, to utilize that time that you can't just stop what you're doing to go write that song. You're in the middle of projects and everything, but you can utilize that downtime while you're driving. Yeah, man.
Yeah, because, dude, I hate, as much as I drive, I hate it because I always feel like I'm wasting time and there's so much more I could be doing, So, yeah, you try to utilize it other than just business calls because those don't happen all the time.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, what else you got for us, man?
Well, this happened. This song is called Space, and one of my friends at church, he came up one morning and he says, "What happened, man? You didn't shave?" I said, "No, I just didn't feel like it." I said, "You're kind of scruffy too." And he says, "Well," he says, "I went into the bathroom to shave, and I swear my wife had like 100,000 things around the sink." And I went, "Oh, you got that problem too?" And he says, "Yeah, I think I'll just shave in the shower." And it just sparked this idea of this song called Space, and I ended up using what he said in there. So this is it. She got 100,000 things around the bathroom sink. Guess I'll just shave in the shower. My closet space just up and shrank. My side of the bed got a whole lot smaller. No, I ain't complaining, just trying to find a clever way of saying that you gave me the best place to be. Lost in your blue eyes, lying by your side. Go easy when you're squeezing my hand. It crushes me, 'cause I still can't believe. I know it was some kind of heart to give me all that space in your heart. You're quick to give a hand, rearrange all your plans, selfless when somebody needs you. Make it look so easy. Lord knows I ain't easy to love, but still you gave me the best place to be. Lost in your blue eyes, lying by your side. Go easy when you're squeezing my hand. It crushes me, 'cause I still can't believe. No, it was some kind of heart. Give me all that space in your heart. No mansions or money can make me this happy. Ain't nothing I would trade for what I ain't got. 'Cause you gave me the best place to be. Lost in your blue eyes, lying by your side. Go easy when you're squeezing my hand, 'cause it crushes me, and I still can't believe. No, it was some kind of heart. Give me all that space in your heart. Space. Road gets slick when the rain comes, mud gets thick as it dries up. Smoke always makes you think that there's a fire. Cold beer's better on a hot day, barbecue's better on a paper plate. Best Sunday football games come down to the wire. It's like paydays on Friday, dance floors and George Strait, waking up late on a Saturday with you. Some things are just gonna happen. There ain't no stopping it, 'cause they're automatic. You're what's right when the world goes wrong, taking my battles as your own. When the devil's chasing you, my grace from heaven. Morning kisses at sunrise, can't wait till you get back goodbye. Life is worth it when you got your person. It's like payday on Friday, dance floors and George Strait, waking up late on a Saturday with you. Some things are just gonna happen. There ain't no stopping it, 'cause it's automatic. Morning kisses at sunrise, can't wait till you get goodbyes. Life is worth it when you got your person. It's like payday on Friday, dance floors and George Strait, waking up late on a Saturday with you. Some things are just gonna happen, yeah, 'cause they're automatic. 'Cause they're automatic. Yeah, thank you. Waiting for the light, I pulled up beside. Something strange caught my eye. I had to follow wherever it turned. Something there that was burned in my memory from long ago. A Polaroid that barely showed that back panel missing the T, and that black rag top torn at the seams. I knew that I had to follow my gut. There's you in this car and an old photograph. Ain't it funny little things pull up the past? I had to stop you, had to ask you, I had to know. The story on the red Torino. The shade of that red, the few words she said, made me wonder what that old picture meant. Her gaze went far away that day when Mama put that old box away. Well, I never thought of it again until I saw you driving with that back panel missing a T and that black rag top torn at the seams. I knew that I had to follow my gut. There's you in this car and an old photograph. Ain't it funny little things pull up the past? I had to stop you, had to ask you, I had to know. Story on the red Torino. Story on the red Torino. He said, son, it pains me. I wanna be who you want me to be, in that picture holding her hand. It's a beautiful portrait of a love we all wish we'd ever be lucky enough to have. Well, I had to laugh 'cause you can't go back, but you can touch the past with that back panel missing a T and that black rag top torn at the seams. I knew that I had to follow my gut. That ain't you in this car in this old photograph, but it's funny little things that pull up the path. I had to stop you, had to ask you, I had to know. Story on a red Torino. Story on a red Torino. You know, you as a songwriter, you never know where the ideas for a song are going to come from. Guy I co-wrote that with, Patrick Dodge, he was on his way to the studio and he was stopped at this red light, and this red Torino went through the intersection, and he said all the way to the studio, he couldn't get that out of his head. Red Torino, Red Torino. He just loved the way it sounded. And so when he got there, he says, dude, I want to write a song about a red Torino. I've been saying it all the way to the studio. So him and myself and another gal, Alyssa Moreno, we created the story and wrote a song about a red Torino. And he liked that song. One of my best friends was driving up from Corpus Christi, and he saw this bright red tractor out in a field. And he thought to himself, now there's a farmer who's his own man because he hasn't bought into the old green and yellow John Deere, you know, that's around here in South Texas. He was out on a Massey Ferguson tractor, which are bright red, and thought, man, that's kind of a clever idea. So me and a guy named Jay Brunswick, we got together and ended up writing this song called Massey Ferguson Redneck. It goes like this. Mellow yellow tastes better from a mason jar. A sad song feels better with a steel guitar. And I believe dip with a little bit of spit on your fingertip will make an old boot shine. And the bigger the truck, the better your luck getting some on Friday night. 'Cause I'm Massey Ferguson, a redneck. I'm cane switch raised, DNA straight up corn fed. I love a little dirty mouth from the south giving out of my brunette. When I've been drinking with the boys and I hadn't phoned home yet. I got blue on my collar, dirt on my snapback, old number 7 in my secondhand granddad's flask. Jack, yeah, I'm Massey Ferguson, a redneck. Got a wall full of bucks in my man cave. The open bass on top of my cave. Got a blue tick hound, a name in this town, been known to throw down under neon lights. I got an old John Deere, hadn't run in years, that's fine. 'Cause I'm Massey Ferguson, a redneck. I'm cane switch raised, DNA straight up corn fed. I love a little dirty mouth from the south coming out of my brunette. When I've been drinking with the boys and I hadn't phoned home yet. I got blue on my collar, dirt on my snapback, old number 7 in my secondhand granddad's flask. Jack, yeah, I'm Massey Ferguson, a redneck. I believe dip with a little bit of spit on your fingertip will make an old boot shine, shine, shine. Yeah, I'm Massey Ferguson, a redneck. I'm cane switch raised, DNA straight up corn fed. I love a little dirty mouth from the south coming out of my brunette. When I've been drinking with the boys and I hadn't phoned home yet. I got blue on my collar, dirt on my snapback, old number 7 in my secondhand granddad's flask. Jack, yeah, I'm Massey Ferguson, a redneck. Yeah, man. So let that be a warning if you're ever around a singer, songwriter. We watch people, we pay attention, we listen, which means the intimate details of your life could end up in one of our songs. And I've said it before, if it makes it big and we make a lot of money, you don't get any, just a big thank you. So that's about it.
Well, so we've reached that part of the show where I get my chance to catch up with you just a little bit further. And I know a little bit about what's going on with you, obviously, because we work together and do some stuff together. But for the ones and the folks that are out there, what do you have going on? What's coming up? Talk to me, Goose.
Well, we're working on the new single for Texas radio release, which I owe you some work tapes on them. One of the songs I can't release because it got picked up. So
Well, that's a terrible problem.
I know
to
it's a
have.
horrible it's a horrible
Let
problem.
me tell you, man, you got one of them that got picked up, so now you can't release it to radio. Oh my
Yeah, I
God,
know.
that's a travesty.
I know, man.
I
So,
bet you got 10 other songs we can release to radio.
yeah, that's right. So I owe you, but you know how life. I mean, there's other things that are just like way more important at the moment.
I will tell you what, man, 2022 was probably my most challenging
No kidding,
year,
man.
dude.
Right?
I just, every time I turned around, something else, man, something else.
We thought the pandemic was bad.
Nah, man,
2022 was worse.
The pandemic was a cakewalk, man.
That was a breeze in comparison, man. Yeah. See, it's good to know.
So I
I'm
wasn't
not
the only one. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, man, what the heck happened last year?
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, and I know everybody went through it, and I know the economy and everything. And, the reason I can say that is, chicken eggs are the price of diamonds now. So,
yeah,
I mean, thank God, man, 2 years ago, I decided to get chickens.
Yeah, my neighbor has chickens.
So you're robbing the chicken.
He thinks it's a coyote. No, I'm kidding. I don't steal my neighbor's eggs. That'd be mean.
Yeah, that's not very, very Christian-like of you, sir.
No, it's not.
No, but so you had one. Now you got to reinvent the wheel again.
Yeah, because in the past couple months, we had me and I say we because except for one song, which was a solo write, most everything is co-written anyway. So me and my co-writers in the past couple months, we have had Alabama take one that's sitting on the chopping block right now. We don't know. We have one that has made it. The publisher moved it to Jordan Davis's publisher, so that was cool. And then, like I was telling you, Randy Hauser called. He heard one from his producer, who's my co-writer's producer. And he's like, I want a clean cut of this, because all he had was like a blurb of cell phone recording.
Sure.
So Marty went in and cut a clean work tape for him. And so far, his response is like, dude, this is what we've been looking for. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, man. And I know how that works over there, man. They can be hot on it, and then the next minute they turn it down, and you're like, well, what happened?
Well, I mean, it's as you know, it's like most people don't know this, right? So just, there's 55,000 estimated singer-songwriters in Nashville trying to make it.
Amen.
There's only about 1,500 that are qualified as having talent. There's about 500 who make it up out of the fray, and there's about 300 to 500 that are actually doing the writing. So, there's a lot of competition. So, yeah, I get a bunch of no's. I mean, as you know, in Israel, we got, you and I talking over the past. I mean, we got a no from Blake Shelton, from Rascal Flatts, from Kenny Chesney. But, dude, I'll take those no's because I'm on the table. We made it past gatekeepers, and I'll take those no's all day long because I just look how fortunate me and my co-writers are that we're not some of that 55,000 lost in the fray, but we're getting a no that at least 50,000 other songwriters aren't even getting that chance. So in that way, I'm very blessed. I'll take those no's all day long,
Well, yeah, man, and gratefully too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you'd be I'd have to kick your butt if you weren't.
Right.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, a no just means that you're that much closer to a yes, and sometimes we got to hear no quite a bit before we get those yeses.
It does, man. I mean, when you're walking through the halls at Spirit Music or at Sony ATV, and you're heading to a writer's room to write with a writer who's writing with the artist you're dreaming of writing with. I mean, you're thinking, man, I'm blessed to be here. And hey, if they say I suck, well, I made it in the door at least for a day, So I'll take that.
Yeah, man. And it's cool to watch your journey because you are really, honestly, more of a songwriter than anything. And we knew that from the rip. You told me, hey, man, I'm working on my songwriting. That's my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do some radio releases just to play the game and get some stuff out there, and market the songs that I can that way. So, and we knew that we could come up against some of these challenges,
Yep.
For those of you that don't know, if you're a radio promoter, the last thing you want is a gap between releases. You want to release every single coming out. You want to know for your whole year, and usually you're going to do 2 to 3 radio releases a year, and everything else is going to be streaming. So, if you drop an album, the old school method of doing it was, just drop the album. Because people actually went out and bought EPs and vinyl and cassette tapes and CDs, but now they're not doing that. So what a lot of artists are having to do is restructure the way that they release their music, and the thing now is singles.
Yep.
So you go record an album, that's fine, but you're not going to release it that way. You're going to release it as singles leading up to the full release of the album.
Yep.
So you can get your content for the year, as it were, lined out and get your year mapped out. So the problem Paul and I have had is just timing and the pandemic, and then personal family things that he's had to go through, and I always say prayer for y'all. And I'm glad y'all are coming through all of that.
Yeah,
God
man.
bless you.
Yeah.
I know that's not easy. It never is.
Nope.
So I'm glad you're still writing. I'm glad you're still doing it, and I'm glad you're here, man. Let's get back to the music.
Yeah.
Oh, but before we do that, where can folks find you?
Paul Issac, at Paul Issac Songs. That's social media all the way across the board. At Paul Issac Songs. It's a hell of a hard day when the sun weighs heavy on your back, on a tractor in a field, or swinging that hammer in your hand. As daylight disappears, I start thinking I could use a beer. I swear I'm kinda good at messing up her weekend plans. You think I ought to know by now how to be a more sensitive man. I should really say I'm sorry, but that's not what you hear. 'Cause what comes out of my stupid mouth is I could use a beer. There's Thursday nights and party nights and times you won't forget. There's friends you make and lose and love and heartaches and regret. There's a time for crying, laughing, dying, and chasing all that's good. But as long as I'm kicking it down here, I could use a beer. Everybody gets knocked down by the hard things in life. We need someone to talk to when we just can't get it right. And I've learned sometimes there ain't no words to say to make it clear. And the best thing you can do is sit in silence and use a beer. There's crazy fights and party nights and times you won't forget. There's friends you lose and live and love and heartaches and regret. There's a time for crying, laughing, dying, chasing all that's good. As long as I'm kicking it down here, I could use a beer. Yeah, there's crazy fights and party nights and times you won't forget. There's friends you lose and love and make with heartaches and regret. And there's a time for crying, laughing, dying, chasing all that's good. But as long as I'm kicking it down here, I could use a beer. I could use a beer. Yeah, I could use a tall, tall, cold, cold beer. Yeah, man. Yeah, you can. You can get a beer right back there or whatever your liking might be. Yeah. So my brother took me out on my birthday a couple of years ago, and we bellied up to this bar that he likes, Bar and Grill. And as we got up to, the girl was wiping down her counter at the top, and she asked, what you drinking? And I said, I will give you that answer if you tell me what those big block letters are for. On her arm, she had this tattoo of these giant black letters. And she said, well, it means something very deep. It tells me what real love should be, and that I'll never be a slave to somebody again, right? And I said, I got an ear if you need one, bartender. And she commenced to kind of telling my brother and I her story, and she walked away. And my brother looked at me, and he says, man, that's a song waiting to happen. And I said, you ain't kidding. And so this song came out of this. It's called On My Arm. You asked me what you're drinking as you wiped down the bar. I said, I'll give you my answer if you tell me what them letters are for. Is it tattoo green for the red, white, and blue? She said, no, that's another lie I barely lived through. I said, I ain't got nothing but time. You need an ear bartender, but you got in mind with a kind of scared smile. She held out her heart as I tossed a million thoughts in that painted up tip jar. She said, I don't believe in diamonds, don't believe in gold. Every silver lining's a lie you get told. Your love will never leave you, trap you or mistreat you, will never do you no harm. That's why every day I'm breathing is just another reason I'm living with freedom on my own. Freedom on my own. She said, I guess you noticed my empty left hand, scar on my right cheek where his used to land. The rock on my finger was a stone that he's thrown, and these chains around my neck paid for bruises and bone. She said, I don't believe in diamonds, don't believe in gold. Every silver lining's a lie you get told. Your love will never leave you, trap you or deceive you, never do you no harm. That's why every day I'm living with just another reason I'm living with freedom on my own. Freedom on my own. Said, you see these numbers across my wrist? That's the day my little boy was born. And the moment I kissed those brand new lips, I felt a new kind of brave, so I named him there. She said, I don't believe in diamonds, don't believe in gold. Every silver lining is someone you can hold. Your love will never leave you, trap you or deceive you, never give you no harm. That's why every day I'm breathing is just another reason I'm living with freedom on my own. Freedom on my own. Real love will never leave you, trap you or mistreat you, will never do you no harm. That's why every day I'm breathing is just another reason I'm living with freedom on my own. Freedom on my own. Thank you. Her name was Katie. Yeah, she went through some real hell. But, that came out of that. That's right. All right, I'm gonna try one. I don't think I've ever played this here, but we're gonna give it a shot. How about that? So this was an idea I had. I was sitting actually in a Cane's restaurant, and this kid was just running all over the place. And we're not talking a toddler. We're talking this kid was like 11 or 12 years old, but he was just bouncing off, was running everywhere, and he was always going up to the soda machine and like hitting every button and all that. And I was like, yep, he's going to have a real life lesson when he figures out life is no free refills. And I went, oh no, that's a song idea. So I wrote it down on my phone, kept it, and me and a guy named Casey Timmer went to work on this and wrote this song called No Free Refills. Hopefully I'll do it justice. I don't think I've ever played this song out, but I brought it just for you, Mark. Steam rolling off the top of Granddad's coffee cup, looking out the window at his old truck woman. Said we better get to it, work ain't gonna do itself. A whole lot of tide headed out the door, But the smile on his face said he's ready for more. So get your hat and get your belt, as we're about to give a hell. 'Cause this ain't some soda fountain kind of life. Takes time trying to fill your cup up with the good stuff in it, but it's worth all the work you put in it. And no, you can't just walk right up, push a button and get it done. Son, life ain't just a one-time bill. No free refill. No free refill. Hit every curve that the world threw him. Rather get it honest than hand it to him. Lifetime of pictures hanging on the wall. Love the same woman through it all. 'Cause this ain't some soda fountain kind of life. Takes time trying to fill that cup up with the good stuff in it, but it's worth all the work you put in it. And no, you can't just walk right up, push a button and get it done. Son, life ain't just a one-time bill. No free refill. No free refill. A simple man of meager means, but if you ask him, he had everything. He'd give you anything, never ask anything in return. 'Cause this ain't some soda fountain kind of life. Takes time trying to fill your cup up with the good stuff in it, but it's worth all the work that you put in it. And no, you can't just walk right up, push a button and get it done. Son, life ain't just a one-time bill. No free refill. No free refill. No free refill. No free refill.
Yeah, you haven't, to my knowledge or my best recollection.
Yeah, I
But,
didn't
the
think so.
older I get, the worse my memory is.
Yeah, man, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think you played that one before. Nice song, dude.
Thank you, man.
I don't even know if I've heard that one, even on a work tape from you.
Yeah, I don't think you've heard it. No, I don't.
There's probably 8,000 that you're hiding from me, but
I know, man. I know. It is
no, not yet, Sebby, not yet. I gotta see what happens with this one.
and I forget. I even forget. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that song.
Yeah. Well, real quick, a shout out to our official channel sponsor and the sponsor of Sebby Music Group and the Sebby TV Network. That's Texas Select Beverage Company out of Fort Worth, serving the finest teas and coffees in the state of Texas, man. Buy local, keep it local.
Dude, let me say something. That is like the best non-alcoholic beer
Oh,
I
yeah.
had ever had.
Yeah, well, you segued right into what I had to say next.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
good.
they also make a wonderful, as Paul stated, a non-alcoholic. It's Texas Select NA. So if you have to be the designated driver, or if you're on the proverbial wagon, or man, there's just sometimes maybe you want the taste of a beer, but you don't want the effects that come with the regular, adult version. Please reach for Texas Select, and Goofy's Bar and Grill right here in Canyon Lake proudly serves Texas Select for those that would like to try one.
Yeah, man, it was funny. I was over at Chuck Weimer's house, and we were working on writing a song, and we took a break for dinner, and he was like, "Dude, you got to try this. You got to try this." It's like and the tea was fantastic too, but the non-alcoholic beer just kind of knocked me off my socks. No pun intended. I mean, it was good stuff.
Well, and that's, man, dude, daily. You'll catch me with my tumbler full of Texas Select tea, and every morning, and when I need a quick pick-me-up, their ground espresso coffee is my go-to.
Oh, I need to try that. I haven't tried their coffee yet.
Well, cool, man. I'll have to get you a little sample bag.
Yeah, that'd be nice because we're like coffee buffs at my house.
Well, cool, man. I might have one at the RV if you want to stop by after this. If you don't have to scat out of here right afterwards,
I might do that.
I will drop a pound in your hand, sir.
That'd be very kind of you, sir, and we'll drink it. So, as I was saying earlier, an idea for a song can come from anywhere, and the best songs are the ones that are the most ordinary ideas that you're able to kind of flip and make them mean something you didn't anticipate or see coming. And one day I was on the way out the door, and my wife grabbed me and she says, "One more." She gives me another kiss, and she says, "Don't go." And I said, "Babe, I got to go to work today. You know, we got to go make the money. I got to pay the bills, right?" I got in my truck, and as I was pulling out the drive, I said to myself, "Man, I love how she hates goodbye." And then I was like, "Oh man, that's a song idea right there." So of course I put it in my phone, and I got together with some friends. This song happened to be a four-way right, so it was Nicole Lewis, Pamela Lack, and Bobby Crop. We ended up writing this song. It's called "Love How You Hate." First kiss on your rope swing before a long walk home when I was 13. Damn that curfew that had me in by dark. Senior prom and my class ring on your finger is a promise we made for keeps. And that midnight goodbye took an hour at your front door. It was hard to go every time you said don't leave. Well, I love how you hate it when I'm gone, the way it feels when you're hanging on and missing me before I'm even out of the drive. 'Cause you don't wanna have to say goodnight from the other end of a phone tonight. Wanna kiss those lips, baby, one more time. Love how you hate goodbye. The red shoebox, all the corners taped up, holding memories of a younger us. Some things haven't changed, like the way you steal my heart. And those blue eyes every morning saying, "Come back to me." Well, I love how you hate it when I'm gone, the way it feels when you're hanging on and missing me before I'm even out of the drive. 'Cause you don't wanna have to say goodnight from the other end of a phone tonight. Wanna kiss those lips, baby, one more time. Love how you hate goodbye. Oh, love how you hate goodbye. Yeah, yeah. Well, I love how you hate it when I'm gone, the way it feels when you're hanging on and missing me before I'm even out of the drive. 'Cause you don't wanna have to say goodnight from the other end of a phone tonight. Wanna kiss those lips, baby, one more time. Love how you hate goodbye. Love how you hate goodbye.
Good song, brother. Get you one more, man, before we call it a night. And I just want to thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure, man.
Great
Always.
to spend some time with you as always, and thank you for sharing what you do with everybody.
Yeah, my pleasure. I know everybody feels this way. You have days that you're just on cloud nine, and then those days where you just like, what the hell, Paul? What's wrong with you? Days you feel like damn, and those days you feel like amen. And it dawned on me how many four-letter words there are that we use to describe life. This song is called Four-Letter Words. Wrote it with a great songwriter named Jay Brunswick. Yeah, it goes like this. Rich can be a double wide trailer, or a house on a hill with a couple 100 acres. Rock can be a diamond ring, or the bottom you hit when she up and leaves. High can be at 30,000 feet above, or a habit you just can't feel enough of. Dirt can be how poor you are, a sign that you've been working hard, or the place we all end up. It all depends on how you view it, the road you take to get you through it, high or low. It's a choice for all of us. Love ain't just the way you make it. Days add up, but you can't save them. Time rolls on, but never in reverse. And we all learn life is more than four little words. Damn can be the devil on your shoulder, that chance you don't get to do things over. Hell can be the shape you're in, or the fire that makes you burn again, to jump back up instead of giving in. It all depends on how you view it, the road you take to get you through it, high or low. It's a choice for all of us. Love ain't just the way you make it. Days add up, but you can't save them. Time rolls on, but never in reverse. And we all learn life is more than four-letter words. A flag can mean you live how you want to live, or be the colors of a hero in a soldier's last gift. It all depends on how you view it, the road you take to get you through it, high or low. Choice for all of us. Love ain't just the way you make it. Days add up, but you can't save them. Time rolls on, never in reverse. And we all learn life is more. Yeah, we all learn life is more than four-letter words.
Mr. Paul Issac,
Yeah,
y'all.
thank you.
I want to thank you for being
you,
here,
man.
sir.
Absolutely.
And we will definitely be seeing more of you and catch you on the next trip out here, my friend.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're going to take a quick pause for the calls, as it were, and we're going to do that little switch over. Y'all know what we do, man. If you watched the show before or tuned in and listened, so you know we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. And for those that haven't watched the show, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Just give us a few seconds to make a little transition, as it were, so we can get Mr. Kerry Freeman. It is his first time, and he brought a good friend of his to play some Get Fiddle with him. We are going to get all that set up, and then we will be back with you here in Two Shakes of a Lamb's Tail. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Make a little transition, as it were, so we can get Mr. Kerry Freeman. It is his first time, and he brought a good friend of his to play some Get Fiddle with him. We are going to get all that set up, and then we will be back with you here in Two Shakes of a Lamb's Tail.
You good?
Yeah, you're good. Clear. Get all that set up. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, you're good. Clear. Clear. I know I got one. I just had it here. We'll make a wire out of it. Ah, corner pocket. Rider, co-rider. All.
I swear that red dirt that you kicked up still ain't settled. There's no doubt you ain't let off that pedal. Chasing highs and riding lows, your heart's tied down by the rodeo. But if it ever lets you go, well, someday, cowgirl, if you wanna hang up those spoons, you'll find out that the road you paved ain't as good as this old dirt. Well, someday, cowgirl, if all that wild you is gone, the ups and rains ain't worth the pain that keeps on hanging on. And the desert stars just got your back home. Someday, cowgirl, I heard you tore it up on your running Amarillo. But Cheyenne was your best time yet. I always knew you'd make a name like the Wild West and Jesse James. Maybe some things can't be tamed. Someday, cowgirl, if you wanna hang up those spoons, find out that the road you paved ain't as good as this old dirt. Well, someday, cowgirl, if all that wild you is gone, the ups and rains ain't worth the pain that keeps on hanging on. And the desert stars just got your back home. Someday, cowgirl, well, I pray someday soon. Cause this rodeo ain't the only thing still holding on to you. Someday, cowgirl, or if you wanna hang up those spoons, find out that the road you paved ain't as good as this.
Kerry, do you have a mic? Or you... Okay, I was just making sure. Okay, and then I've got an extra XLR I forgot to grab for you.
Someday, cowgirl.
Well, grab your partner and do-si-do. Yeehaw, it's square dancing time over at Goopy's. You know, square dancing, the best exercise for your mind and body, is a fun way to enjoy an evening with your friends and neighbors. It's not the square dancing you had in elementary or middle school. The Canyon Lake Square Dancers and their caller, Wayne Weston, are having square dance lessons starting September 7th at 6 p.m. at Goopy's Bar and Grill.
The square dancing will be in the back venue, so wear some comfortable clothes, especially comfortable shoes, and be ready to have fun with your friends. Anyone can participate, families, singles, couples, everyone is welcome. There is no experience
All
necessary.
right, let's get you
Wayne
gentlemen
will teach you
chickadee
what
check.
you need to know to have fun. September 7th is at no cost.
That's the only bad thing about the transition is you guys get the short end of the stick and the quick sound check, but I'm pretty good at this, so I think I can get it. Go ahead, let's get your vocals first here, brother. And what was your name again? I'm sorry. Russ. Yeah, you first.
To the big blues explosion, everybody. I'm just glad to be here. We're mighty proud to be here, is what I should say, actually. That's what I meant.
All right, and your guitar? I got it, man. Just give me a second. Guitar and vocals together, just a little something.
Little cabin that I bought her, built to list on solid ground, dozen in a dollar, burn that cabin to the ground. Sometimes.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Good there. All right, and now you, the man of the hour, Mr. Kerry himself.
We're not going to screw up the camera, are we? Check one, check.
No, man, you guys are good. Just remember to look at that, not me, because the people are going to. If you look over here, you're looking the wrong direction. Look straight at that red light.
Yes. Check one.
Red
check.
light.
Checking one, check, check.
All right, give me a little vocals and guitar together.
Check. Well, I like the way sparkling earrings play against your skin so brown. Well, I want to sleep with you in the Motel 6 tonight. How's that? Stars all around.
I think we're good, guys.
Yeah.
'Cause I get a
Peaceful, easy feeling.
easy feeling.
Peaceful, greasy feeling.
Hey, well, man, you can do that too, man. Just
Yeah.
get you
Whatever floats your boat, eh?
Get you some of them there French fries. All right, y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute your guitars for just a second.
You may want to do that more than once tonight.
No, I don't want to do that more than once. What'd y'all do, man? Did y'all bring the cops with you this time? Oh, I was like, man, take that first time here, you already gonna blow it.
Forgot to put the candle out.
Yeah, man, what the hell's going on?
Oddly enough, that happens at all of our shows.
Does it really?
Yes.
Does it
Gotta
really?
figure that out.
Really, man. So we're finding some stuff out here about our new friend, Mr. Kerry Freeman, and he brought Russ with him to play some guitar tonight. So, Russ, thank you for coming and doing that, man. Appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to this. I got to do a little bit of research, but I don't know a whole lot about you. So we'll go about midway through like we did with Paul, like we always do, and I'm going to find out everything I need to know about you fellers.
Cool.
And wanted to thank you again for being here.
Yes. Well, thank you for having us. You tell us when you're ready.
You're ready.
Oh, here we go.
Rock and roll, baby. No time like the present, right?
Maybe mute that for just 1 second.
Gotcha. Kerry attunes because he cares
Yes.
about your sensitive ears out there in radio and TV land.
I'm sure they're all watching the Cowboy game.
We had a couple complain about that were sitting here watching it when we went live. They wanted the game on.
Well, I was actually playing in a bar the night that, remember the Tuck game when the Raiders lost to the Patriots?
Yeah.
And it was, I was going on, it was in a sports bar and it was playing. And it's like, people are cheering. I'm like, man, we're killing it tonight.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait.
crazy,
Cool.
man. Everybody likes likes what they like, and there's nothing wrong with that or anything.
No, I get it. It is what it is.
It's football, man. Foosball.
Football. So Will, thank y'all. Thanks for having us, Mark. Thank y'all for being out here with us, out there on TV land. So we're going to we'll start with, so I just released a record back in September called It's Texas. We'll do most of the songs off that record tonight, and then the single that's out. We'll start with one that I wrote. A good friend of mine, Kevin Montgomery, that produced the record, wrote it, and I co-wrote with him. It's called What Happened in Houston. What happened in Houston? It didn't stay in Houston, 'cause I'm back in Nashville thinking about you. Well, every star is a lone star, reminding me where you are. What in the world are we gonna do? Well, I've got a dog and you've got a cat. They'll get along, or we'll send them back. What happened in Houston? It didn't stay in Houston. Now thinking about Houston is all I can do. Every star is a lone star, reminding me where you are. What in the world are we gonna do? Come on, Russ. Put on your straight, forget that other crap. You wear your boots and I'll wear my hat. What happened in Houston? It didn't stay in Houston. Now thinking about Houston is all I can do. Every star is a lone star, reminding me where you are. What in the world are we gonna do? Yeah, what in the world are we gonna do? Thank you.
Like that feel, man. I'm feeling that little cross genre thing going on there.
Well, we did the thing about that song when Kevin had I'd heard it before. He had wrote it with a girl named Kelly Jones, and it was slower. And I was like, man, I will do that, but I want to make it more like Texas swing, you know. And then we got twin fiddles. We had Bobby Contreras come play fiddle on it, so it's got twin fiddles and has that Texas swing feel, which I grew up loving. So that's what made me really want to do it. So we'll do another song written. Do another song written by my good friend Kevin. Well, I'm a liar when I say to you I could walk away and never look back. I'm a guy. Might take a little while between now and then. Got a lot of living to do. Come on, baby, it's true. There's just some things that you understand. You came to me, you said, I like your band, and I was thinking, Oh my Lord, we got a good thing. We talked all night, we watched the sunrise. We got so tired, we laughed until we cried. And I was thinking, oh my Lord, we got a good thing. I'm a fighter. Yeah, love ain't always easy, 'cause I'm a beer, you're a Chardonnay. I'm a lifer. Yeah, we could end up stranded on the side of the road. We'd be okay. Come on, baby, it's you. There's just some things that I don't understand. You turned this rocker to a wedding band, and I was thinking, oh my Lord, we got a good thing. There's just some things that you understand. You came to me, you said, I like your band, and I was thinking, oh my Lord, we got a good thing. We talked all night, we watched the sunrise. We got so tired, we laughed until we cried, and I was thinking, oh my Lord, we got a good thing. Good thing. Good thing. Good thing. Good thing. Oh, thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now, are you the permanent fixture, Russ, for the guitar player for this here project?
Well, no, I was hitchhiking on the way over here to the gig, and he picked me up.
Oh, okay. I was going to
Told
say,
you
man,
that.
if you're not, well, I'm just saying, if you weren't, tied down, man, I know some fellers looking for a lead guitar player. You're an awesome guitar
And
player, dude.
I appreciate that. He's been very kind to me and let me.
Okay,
play,
then I'll
play
shut
on some
up.
Shows.
No,
yeah,
listen, I really appreciate that, and I know what a treasure I have. Here's the thing about Russ: he's a phenomenal guitar player. He's a phenomenal bass player. He's a great mandolin player, and he's a one hell of a songwriter. He wrote 4 of the songs on this record, so yeah, it's almost like, man.
Well, you play fiddle too, man?
No, sir, I don't.
I'm surprised, man. A lot of guys that play mandolin can also play fiddle.
Well, I tried, and the cats started screaming.
Yeah, man, that's my problem
That's
with
right.
it too. I'd love to learn, and I don't read music, so that makes it even harder. I just have to hear it out like I did the guitar
Yeah.
when I learned it, all those years ago.
That's right. I do love mandolin, but unfortunately, my fiddle playing does not live up to my mandolin and acoustic playing.
Well, cool, man.
No, so he is definitely a good member of the band.
I figured he was. I just had to mess with you, dude.
No, I know. I knew it because so Russ.
He knew it was coming.
Of course, is my cousin. Share the same last name. He's kind of the third Freeman brother. So I have an older brother that's the same age as Russ that we grew up together. My brother and I used to play together all over. Had a band together, played in Europe for 10 years. And then Russ had lived in Nashville for 29 years now, and he moved back a month ago, back to Texas. So welcome home. But now I've got him for myself, so I don't. Now he really sucks at all his instruments, so nobody wants to hire him.
That's why you had to leave Nashville. They ran you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, welcome back home.
years.
Were you born here, Kerry, in Texas?
I was born in Plainview, Texas.
Nice, man.
Yeah, West Texas.
Out in Plainview, I think Kinfo wrote a song about that.
Yes, aren't they from? They might be from around there.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yep, I grew up out there part of my life. My dad's a retired Baptist preacher, so we moved all over, but that's kind of where I'm from, is a Panhandle. So the next song we'll do, actually Russ wrote this. It's the single off this record. It's the single that's out right now being played. I don't know where it's at. I get like 5 charts a week that it's like, you know how it goes. But anyway, so it's called Funny How That Works. I hope you like it. Dust and blood running on the Texas plains, oil and whiskey in my veins, living out a cowboy dream. Young and tough, anyone, anywhere, flying higher than a midnight prayer, then crashing back down to earth. It's funny how that works. For a while, for a minute, it's a rush, and man, when you're in it, gotta hold on, then she's gone. Like a song, fire and rain, it's amazing and insane, a little too hard to explain. Always wind up getting hurt. It's funny how that works. She pulled up hotter than a midnight mare, Wrangler jeans and rayon hair, with the trail of broken hearts behind. Everyone said that I should just walk away. She was not the kind of change, just daring me to play with fire. It's funny how that works. For a while, for a minute, it's a rush, and man, when you're in it, try to hold on, then she's gone. Like a song, fire and rain, it's amazing and insane, a little too hard to explain. Always wind up getting hurt. It's funny how that works. Well, we took it to the limit, and she dropped me like a habit. It's kind of beautiful and tragic. Funny how that works. For a while, for a minute, it's a rush, and man, when you're in it, try to hold on, then she's gone. Fire and rain, it's amazing and insane, a little too hard to explain. Always wind up getting hurt. It's funny how that works. It's funny how that works. Funny how that works. Funny how that works. Yeah, thank you.
Good song, man.
Appreciate it. It's a great song.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna throw up your website up on the screen there. And everybody, real quick, we're about halfway through, so I want to make sure that you get a minute to talk a little bit about your website, where people can find you, what's the best way to find your music, find out where you're playing, all that good stuff.
So on socials, Instagram is at Kerry Freeman Music, Facebook is Kerry Freeman. You know, got my personal and my band page, and then my website is www.kerry-freeman.com. I hear my 3-year-old yelling at me out there.
What,
hey,
the dash? Is it the dash? I saw the dash.
Yes.
I saw the dash.
So don't spell dash, just hyphen.
Yeah, the hyphen. So you got the KERRY hyphen Freeman, FREEMAN.com is the spot where you can find out more about these talented fellers that are up here on stage, killing it for us here in Canyon Lake. And you guys live in Houston, is that correct?
No, we right outside Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, okay. I was just looking at stuff online, and I saw Houston pop up, and I was like, wait a minute. So, and I'm trying to get the story here, because like I said, I got to do a little bit of research, but this last week I didn't get to do quite as much as I wanted to. I had a really big project going on that was taking up most of my normal time.
No worries. Of course, I'm lived in Texas my whole life, but lived in England for 6 months. I've been all over. My wife is from Denmark, and me playing over there. I played in Europe for 10 years. So, I mean, I've been around a lot. But I make my home Texas and right outside Fort Worth.
Cool, man.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you here. And, man, dude, I'm going to have to see, you got was it this last one that you just played that's the current single? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to make sure that if we don't already have it at the station, I'm going to look while you're playing and make sure. If not, let's get that in rotation, man. Send me an MP3 and I'll get it in for you.
Will do, and I appreciate it. And again, thank you for having us here tonight. It's fun to come down here and, just hang out. I always like being down here. It's beautiful. Tried to fish today. Got a trouble hooking my arm, so.
Yeah, man. And he didn't even have to go to the hospital, y'all. He managed to pull it through himself, cut it with his guitar string clippers, cut that treble hook.
Yeah, luckily I had the clippers.
And that reminds me, never invite Kerry fishing with me.
I know. I'm a better fisherman than that. It was like 5 minutes in, and I'm like, what the heck?
I don't like hooks in me, man. So you're not coming with me.
So I guess stick to playing music. Hopefully
that's it, baby. But I'm glad you did get to hang out here and spend some time this weekend, man.
Well, man, I appreciate you having. Like I said, it's always nice to come down here and experience this part of Texas. It's beautiful, beautiful weather. So I'm going to do a song that is on the record. But Mark, I saw that you had posted one of the videos recently I watched, and you had mentioned something about the band Storyville. And so this song,
one of my favorites, dude.
Yeah,
we talked about this before the show, man.
I've done this song for probably 20, 25 years. When from the first gig I ever played to the last gig I ever played it at my best friend's funeral. Didn't intend to put it on the record, and it just kind of happened. And as we did it, I'm like, of course it has to go on the record. So it's a song that's meant a lot to me my entire life. Hopefully means the same to you guys if you hear it. It's called Good Day for the Blues. Sometimes you fly so high, you can't find a place to land. You got the money in the bank, well, a drink in your hand. When your love gets low, someone's gonna lose. 'Cause our love is rooted, and it's a good day for the blues. When you shuffle your cards, you always have a winning hand. When your luck is on the run down, baby, you never have to take a stand. When your love gets low, you know you're gonna have to choose. And I love it living, and it's a good day for the blues. Well, now it's a good day for Bobby Blue Bland, because the thrill is gone, baby. A magic sound, whatever it takes, I will do what I can do. And I praise this river, baby, that runs from me to you. But I love it drifting, and it's a good day for the blues. Come on, Russ. Whatever it takes, well, I will do what I can do. And I'll bridge this river, baby, that'll run from me to you. But I love is riverland. It's a good day for the blues. Said our love is drifting. Well, it's a good day for the blues. Yeah,
That old Malford Milligan, man.
man, he's awesome.
That dude's phenomenal, man. I followed him and Ian Moore. You remember Ian Moore?
Oh, heck, absolutely.
Yeah.
Blue Sky and Muddy Jesus.
Yeah. And How Does It Feel?
Loved Ian.
Satisfied.
Still do love him. He's still around.
Yeah, he is. In fact, not too long ago, he played River Road Ice House.
Did he really?
Yeah. Right here in New Braunfels.
He's wonderful. What I think happened to guys like, well, not happened, but, you know, there was a big void after Stevie died. And a lot of guys like Ian Moore and Chris Duarte came out, and it's like, oh, well, it's the next Stevie Ray. Ian never wanted to be that. You know, he was a guitar player, but he was just in a different vein than Stevie. And there were so many people wanting the next Stevie Ray that I think he kind of railed against it in a little bit, in a good way.
He did big time, because when he first came out, I think his original label had him go in a certain direction. And then if you listen about 3 albums in, he moved to the West Coast. And boom, that's when the big change happened in all of his music, and it went real folky. And
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so, no, he kind of lost me there. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't very happy about it, because I dug, man. Why is it that sometimes it seems like artists put out that first album and it's just boom in your face, man, and then womp, womp, womp.
Well, hopefully people say that about me, since this is technically my first album.
Is it really?
They'll love. Yeah, I did a live record probably 20 years ago, but this record made it in Nashville with just some of the best musicians ever. You know, guys that played on every record you've ever known, and so it was really good.
It was really expensive,
really
too.
proud to be able to do it.
So we need to do a GoFundMe for you after that
I
experience.
did
right?
not do that. I thought about it. Maybe I'll hold that off until it's like either buying a tour bus or a video.
Yeah. That next big project, man.
My wife's going, no, do it now.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's expensive, I know, and especially when you got a little one too and a family to take care of, and that's we run that. We run a scholarship program with my radio promotion company, and I pick 6 artists a year and do 1 free campaign for them a year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's, if you know anything about radio promo, it's, $3 to $10 a song. So.
It's everything. And I don't take this the wrong way. It has nothing to do with radio promo or anything else, but it's like at every turn, being an artist. And now there's something really good about that an independent artist has access that 20 years ago you didn't have. There was all these gatekeepers that kept you from doing that. And so it's really good now that you do have access with technology and social media. But the other side of it is, my gosh, it's like at every turn there's just money to be spent. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't spend it or that it's not warranted. But, man, I'm blessed enough that I have a point in my life to where I can kind of do this and put some time and effort and money into it and it not break me. If I was 20 years old or 25 years old, and trying to do this, there's no way I could do it.
You wouldn't, and that's why a lot of people sign bad record deals.
Yeah,
when they're younger and they get the break, they're like, oh man, I ain't got no money, and these guys are going to take care of everything. Oh, they're going to take care of everything, all right, including your publishing rights and everything else too. And at the end of the day, you're going to get your $4,000 a month check until they're done with you, and then you're done.
Yeah, exactly. Then you're going to get a balance sheet and it'll be like,
right.
Oh, every one of those beers, that T-shirt you got, the Wrangler jeans, it's like they count for everything. So it's like, yeah, you made $1 million, but at the end of the day, you owe us 20.
Exactly. Yeah, and I get it, man. And for some people, a lot of people are doing those 360 deals, and yeah, man. I kind of like what Kojo did, man.
Yeah,
Cody Johnson.
exactly.
Man. He did it right.
He did, and a lot of people I don't say disliking I don't know. At every turn, there's always, take somebody like Cody, and it's like, first of all, he sings his ass off, and that's why he is what he is. If you can't sing and have that talent, you're never going to get anywhere.
Right,
so
right.
ultimately, that's what it is. But some people, it's like he did it the right way, and, but there are people that also like kind of fault him for it, And
Well, sure. No, I guarantee you there's industry people that wouldn't touch him until they had to.
Yeah.
Because he pissed them off because he hit them in their pockets.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, we want everything to do with him. Well, yeah, because he's a star and he can make
Now you don't have a
money.
choice. And if you're with the, there was a really cool thing that I did with Mark Farner, the former frontman from Grand Funk Railroad, and in an interview that we were doing in a live stream, and I was just hosting the live stream. I wasn't the host of this interview. Michael Marks from Momar Music, formerly in San Antonio, was the host of the show, and I was just running the live streaming services for them. But in that conversation, they started talking about what happened to radio and TV, and when the 7 and 7 rule went away, and all the corporations came in and bought up all the stations and everything. So now you got one guy programming 30 stations across the country for these corporations. So if you're not paying them, and you can say there's no payola, and everybody claims there's not, but it's there.
Yes, and it's not necessarily like, I'm going to give you this money and you're going to get, it's not that cut and dry.
No,
and I'm not knocking, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying things about, but there is, if all of a sudden you pay a promoter or an agent, whatever, if you're going to put more money into them, they're going to work harder. It's no different than any other job.
Amen.
If you know that you're going to make more money, you're going to put your focus on that. And I don't know that there's anything wrong with that on the core level of you get what you pay for, kind of, but not everybody can do that. And it should be about what the music is and what the songs are. At the end of the day, I'm proud of my record and I'm proud of the songs. And I know it's like, okay, I know the guys that played on it are good. I know the songs are good. But at the end of the day, it's the consumer that gets to decide if they like it or not. My thing is, I can accept if someone doesn't like it, but at least let them hear it.
Well, and that's the thing, too. And it's really tough for PDs, too. The corporate PDs, man, they're lucky if they get 5% of their program to play what they want.
Yeah.
That's about it, man. Everything else is already pre-canned for them. And they might have like an hour or two a week that they get to do what they want to do and play what they want to play. And then they got a list of, just in Texas alone, 600 songs currently right now that are out to radio?
Oh, yeah, and I get it. Look, if Pat Green releases a song or if
he's going straight to the top.
If Randy Rogers it's because they have.
But they've earned that right.
They've earned it. And so it's not a knock on them at all. It's like, man, that they get that.
No, I watched those guys. They did exactly what you two are doing right here at all these local bars around here. I watched Wade, I watched Randy. But man, when I was 16 and following Ian Moore around a cafe on the square in 6th Street, my brother was sneaking me into Nephews to see Randy sit on a bar stool. And Randy hadn't figured out his sound yet, y'all. It was not cool. And I was like, man, this guy sucks, brother. And he goes, nah, he's going to be the next thing. Watch. Sure enough, my brother graduates veterinary school at A&M, buys a practice from Dr. Williams in San Marcos, and he's 2 years in, just got married, has a 5-year-old stepson. Randy Rogers walks into the clinic and says, my brother was a hell of a bass player. But, he got his doctorate, man. He wanted to make his money that way. And he tried the music thing when he was in college and paid his way through college that way. And Randy walked in and said, Todd, you ready to hit the road? We've got that break, and blah, 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 blah. And my brother said, I'm sorry, Randy. Maybe one day I'm going to look back and regret this, but I got to say, no, I just got married, just bought this practice. And yeah, man. Cool.
No, I get it.
But so they grinded, man, and you have to grind in this. And I tell all of my clients, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Absolutely. You better be in it for the long haul. So I'm glad you have your first album out, dude. I'm liking what I'm hearing. Let's get back into the music, man.
I appreciate that. We'll do another song. Should have been on the record. It wasn't. It's just, anyway, it was the 10th song that should have been on the record. There's another one that Russ wrote. It's called Die in a Honky Tonk. From the very first night, from the very first note, the first cold beer in the back of my throat, I was hooked like anything cool on a Saturday night. The lights turned up and the sawdust down. The neon lights I finally found, I believe was my forever home. I always thought I'd die in a honky-tonk with my amp turned up to 11.
An ice cold beer, I'm not seeing too clear. Just this side of heaven. Ain't it strange how the things they change as the years go flying by? I always thought I'd die in a honky-tonk. Well, I made it out alive. Well, we went through towns and we went through amps, and out of dough and out of stamps. Girls and girls and girls along the way. What I didn't see, what I didn't know, is that one day I'd run out of rope. Now I'm on the couch and I don't know what to say. I always thought I'd die in a honky-tonk with my amp turned up to 11. An ice cold beer, not seeing too clear, just this side of heaven. Ain't it strange how the things they change as the years go flying by? I always thought I'd die in a honky-tonk. Well, I made it out alive. Well, the 6-string dream is hanging on my thread. I played my cards and I played the hand I was dealt. Well, before I play my last and final move, all I can say is what a way to go, yeah. I always thought I'd die in a honky-tonk with my amp turned up. Well, ice cold beer, I'm not seeing too clear. I'm just this side of heaven. Well, ain't it strange how the things they change as the years go flying by? I always thought I'd die in a honky-tonk. Girl, I made it out alive.
Like it, man. Digging it. And guess what? Just because it didn't make it on this album, now Mama's not going to like to hear this, but it can make it on the next one, right?
Yeah, we're already talking about that.
See.
Put your, hang on, babe. Earmuffs.
I got these. You want to come borrow these? I'll turn off the monitor so you can't hear.
Or I could just get a deal and somebody just pay for the next record. How about that?
That is, yeah. Well, you could do that, or I don't know how your YouTube channel is doing. You might be able to monetize that. There's that, or TikTok. There's a lot of different ways that artists can make money now if they take advantage of it. And one of the ways that I try to work with my artists is developing their social media to help them monetize and also to work. And yes, it's a fight. If you're over 30, it's a fight. Yeah. Every time, okay? It's like trying to teach my brother, Dr. Sebby, to use his damn iPhone. And it's so impossible, man. And he's so dinosaur. And like trying to get him to upgrade all his stuff at the clinic and get, with the times, he's getting to the point where he's ready to retire and sell his clinic. And I'm like, man, step into the 21st century, please, brother. Because if you don't, your value of your clinic is going to be at least $300,000 less than it could be, if not $1 million.
Well, I laugh about it because, I think, I'm in, I know social media and do all. No. Till as an artist and you're trying to get out there, it's like, my gosh.
And it's a pain in the butt, isn't it?
It really is. And please don't take that the wrong way, but it's like nonstop. 24/7. Well, content.
Yes, you have to be consistent with your content, and yes, you can hire somebody. But there we go again, spending more money.
Well, yeah, and hire somebody. They got to know what they're doing.
You got to hire someone that knows how to do social media for a musician. And there's a lot that claim that they do, and you're right, they don't know what they're doing. They've got to know you. They've got to know what your thing is, and they got to know how to find the people that are going to be your real fans, true fans. You would rather have 1,000 true fans than 10,000 or 100,000 bought paid likes just to make you look good on paper. But then when you go to this big venue and they give you a break because you got the numbers that justify it, you don't sell the tickets, you're done.
No, and it's so frustrating because I get that, and I understand that it matters, that it really does. But somebody can have 10,000 followers on YouTube channel or whatever, and they've never, it's a little harsh, can't go play a gig or
No.
have never actually been out playing music, but they can make it in their bedroom or in a studio and it'd be really good. And they have all these followers because they're viral on socials, but then they can't go pack a show. You know what I mean? To me, it's like, I've always been a live musician. I've always played in bands. I've always had my own band and played. That was all that was important to me. And I know that that's not the only thing, but to be able to sell, I don't know what a place like this would hold, but to be able to have a place like this to where 300 to 400 people pay on a Sunday night or a Friday night, 10, 20, $30 to see you, that's a big deal. And that's actually, you know what I mean? That really takes some doing. And so it's not just about social media numbers. Yes, that matters, but it's what can you put in the seats? Because at the end of the day, no matter how good you are, the bar only cares about what kind of money they can make. And
That's right.
That's not an indictment on the bar being a bad.
It's business.
It's business. It's like, why wouldn't you do that? You want to sell tickets, you want to make money. So it's like those kind of things matter, but it is such a, I don't want to say a small piece of the puzzle. It's part of the puzzle. I'll just leave it at that.
Well, you got lucky this time around. Normally, first timers get the 7 to 8 spot, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick you guys in the 8 to 9. And the reason I say that is you made a very good point. Well, you can look in here, and this has never been like a huge turnout kind of thing. This is more of an intimate type of deal. And there's some nights, that we have really good turnouts, and then there's other nights where it's slow like this. But here's the cool thing about it. The owners of this place devised a plan with their cornhole that they have before this, and it basically funds this show. And we can't thank those people that come out and play cornhole enough. That's why we don't cry and complain when we get in here. And I've had musicians that have come in to play that 7 o'clock spot, and the stage is full of tables and chairs. And they're like, hey, man, what's going on here, man? Are we doing cornhole or are we playing music? And I'm like, you need to slow your roll, dude, because you don't know who's paying your bills tonight. Exactly. These guys throwing these bags are paying your bills by what they bought and spent money on so you could do this. And, by the time they've been here since 2 o'clock, they don't want to hang out till 9 o'clock to watch the whole show. They'll stay for usually the first artist, maybe halfway through. And then some of them stay and some of them go. It just depends on the mood they're in. When you got the Cowboys playing, though, ain't nobody coming.
Nobody's watching.
Nah, man. No, they're not. You've actually done pretty good online. You've had some views.
Well, I appreciate
and
everybody
you've got
out
some
there
listeners
watching.
on the radio station. So.
Well, hopefully, because of my family, my travels, there should be some people watching from Denmark, from Norway. My wife's parents, my mother and father-in-law are in New Zealand right now. So I don't even know what time it is. They should be watching online. So it's kind of cool. Like I said, it's nice that I've traveled and played enough that I have, I can go on my Spotify and see that, all these countries. That, to me, that's really cool. And, of course, I want it to be popular in Texas because I feel like it's, a very Texas proud record. And I grew up here and I played all over in Texas. But, that's kind of cool. So something like this, it's not packed. Thank everybody for coming, but thank people who can watch online and be here with us. It's just.
I've always said this, man, and I get it because I was a younger artist that didn't realize this for a long time, and I would always look at the crowd, and that was how I was trying to judge my success. And what I failed to realize is that you never know who's in that audience or who's watching or listening or who will catch a rebroadcast of this or might slip by the YouTube channel and see this and be like, man, that dude is exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And or man, that that venue, we got to go check that out the next time we're in there. So there's a lot of cross promotion and behind the scenes stuff that happens, and that's why you have to embrace the technology today, because what you're doing right now is going to live on those channels and in the interwebs until it's taken down or whatever the case may be. And in that time, you never know who's going to come across your material.
Well, the beauty of it is that you at least have, there's access to, technically with social media, you have access to the entire world.
Sure.
It's out there. I know there's things where, technically isn't that. But, like you said, I used to, maybe still do sometimes. As a musician, at the end of the day, you just want to be liked.
Yeah.
That seems simple and it seems funny, but it's not. It's like that's kind of what makes you. It's more than that, but it is. So I used to internalize that a lot, get amped up for a gig and show up and it's like, 50 people here. It's
you
like
better
really,
play like there's 5,000.
Yeah, and so it like really, like I said, I internalized that. And I don't think I won't ever not care about it. because I really care what everybody thinks, and whatever that makes
It's hard
me.
not to.
Yeah.
No, it's hard not to, man, because I mean, here's the other thing. With our songs, they're our babies. We're emotionally attached to them. It's our art. It's a part of our soul. It's a part of our journey in life. And, as an artist, I can speak on this, man. And you do want people to like it, and you want them to accept it. And you're looking for a little bit of positive affirmation from your fan base and the people in your family and in your circle, because they're the ones having to sacrifice while you're chasing your dream.
Absolutely.
And it's not an easy thing. So Mama back there, when he's talking about another album, it's part of the process. Just make him buy you a dang Durango or whatever you want, man, a big
Just
truck.
Go fund me all over.
Yeah,
the
and then help him get those GoFundMes going so it's not coming out of the family funds,
I like it. This is perfect. Yeah.
Giving great ideas and keeping you out of the doghouse when you start talking about recording again.
I think I'll live in the doghouse. We'll just leave it at that. So how much time we got left?
We got about 10 minutes, man. So I would say let's go ahead and we're going to quit the talking and let's do 3 songs, and then we'll real quickly do the website back on the screen again and give everybody your information again before we get out of here.
Perfect. We'll do a handful more songs and get out of here. Thank y'all for hanging out. We'll slow it down a little bit, and then we'll rock out at the end. Do another song on the record. This is called Things. It's kind of a special song written here by this other, of course, Russ Freeman right here to my left. Well, that $2 bill your grandpa gave you, that first tree house your father made you, summer on that southern shore, the band that made us yell for more, angry words spoke out that evening, the pain when it comes down to leaving, a teardrop in the pouring rain, that last goodbye you didn't say, things we can't let go, things we can't take back. Some of them live on, some can never last. A promise that was made, a question left unasked. Things we can't let go, things we can't take back. That 78 blue Ford pickup, those blue eyes on that springtime blanket, a perfect day that fades to black, well, that season that went by too fast, the things we can't let go, things we can't get back. Some of them live on, some can never last. A promise that was made, a question never asked. The things we can't let go, things we can't get back. Well, I don't know what hurts the most, the loving or the leaving. They're the moments that can take our very soul. Well, maybe somehow someday we will find the deeper meaning to the hidden deep inside for what we couldn't hold. The things we can't let go, the things we can't get back. The day your baby is born, the day your baby packs, a promise that was made, a question never asked. The things
days we can't let go, things we can't get back. That $2 bill your grandpa gave you. Woo, thank you.
That's a great song, man.
Thank you. It really was. I really it was. Great songs are a gift, and it's even more of a gift when he would give that to me and send it to me. And I remember when he sent it to me, we were driving to one of my best friend's dad's funeral, and my wife and I just listened to it over and over, and I was like, my gosh, we got to do this song. And just crying because it was just so meaningful. So I thank Russ for letting me record that and sharing that with us.
Absolutely, man. And I did look. I do not have your current single, so make sure you send that to me, brother, so I can get it in rotation for you.
Will
guys.
do, Mark. I appreciate it.
And I'll send it to a couple other PD friends too.
Cool. We'll do another song off the record called Hard to Fall, and then we'll end it with the song that's probably going to be the next single called It's Texas, but this one's called Hard to Fall. It's been raining so long now, I don't remember it being dry. We've been crying so long, girl, I can't look you in the eye. Sometimes we get so far gone, we ain't no turning back. This train is headed out of town and torn up all the tracks. But if you never go outside, you won't get burned by the sun. If you never start to fall, then you won't stumble when you run. But if there's one thing that I've learned, baby, it's not to try at all. If I never move, it's really hard to fall. Put your defenses down and let somebody in. That bittersweet beginning becomes a better end. But it's funny just how torn and twisted everybody gets. Well, lay down your pride, but then you wind up with regrets. And if you never go outside, you won't get burned by the sun. If you never start to fall, and you won't stumble when you run. Well, if there's one thing that I've learned, maybe it's not to try at all. If I never move, it's really hard to fall. If you never go outside, you won't get burned by the sun. And if you never start to crawl, then you won't stumble when you run. But if there's one thing that I've learned, maybe it's not to try at all. If I never move, it's really hard to fall. Song. Thanks again for Mark having us out here, and thank y'all for hanging out with us here in beautiful. Is this the hill country, or is it more?
It is, man. You're in the hill country, my friend.
Well, thanks for hanging out here at Canyon Lake. Next time I'll catch a fish and do a show without putting a hook in my arm.
Yeah, man, that'd probably be a good idea, don't you think?
It would. I'm actually a better fisherman than that. One time, I think he was tying a fly or something, and he literally put the whole hook in his lip. So
Really?
Oh yeah.
But how did he manage to do that?
I don't know. I think he just does that.
That's too funny, man.
Got to retune to do this last song?
That's all right. I had to restart the stream because I accidentally left-clicked when I should have right-clicked.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's all right, though. Luckily, it was StreamYard. Good to shout out to StreamYard for making my life wonderful and making it possible. Hey, look, we can see you tuning now. Look. Kerry tunes because he cares about ears out there.
Open tune here, so it's.
Oh, I know what you're going to do.
No, we aren't, but it sounds like it does.
I thought you were. I was like, really?
It's a front porch step covered in desert sand, a burning breeze across the cold flat land. It's a dusty raindrops falling down from a hot spring storm. It's scrambled eggs and chicken fried. Better watch your mouth, boy, and go and play outside. I hope the preacher's quick today, 'cause the Cowboys start at noon. Well, maybe you won't understand, it's more than just a piece of land. Well, it's Texas, and it ain't just where I'm from. It's no less than the people that I love, bred into my heart and soul. I hope someday that I can go back to who I am and who I was. Well, it's Texas. It's a Main Street drag, nowhere to go. It's a two-step dance after the rodeo. It's 100 sleepy nowhere towns with one red light beside the Dairy Queen. It's wild and crazy, tough and mean, but warm and friendly in my dreams. Well, it's Texas, and it ain't just where I'm from, no less than all the people that I love, bred into my heart and soul. I hope someday that I can go back to who I am and who I was. It's Texas. Well, as I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep a little piece of ground for me, because, well, it's Texas, and it ain't just where I'm from. It's no less than all the people that I love, 'cause they're bred into my heart and soul. I pray someday that I can go back to who I am and what I'll be and who I was. Well, it's Texas. It's Texas.
there you have it right there up on that screen right now. If you take a look-see, you will see the website to get a hold of these fine gentlemen and find out where they're playing and how they're going to conquer the world.
Yeah.
So once again, that is at Kerry Freeman. That's KERRY hyphen FREEMAN.com. And Kerry and Russ, it was such a pleasure to have you guys. We will definitely be having you guys back.
Thank y'all so
And
much.
Any other opportunities that are coming up and stuff like that? I also do a handful of podcasts too, where you don't even have to travel to come do them.
Well, man, I would love it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you having us. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for listening on the interwebs. And I know the Cowboys, I think they lost from what I can see out of the side of my, did they?
Did they lose?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know.
Now, I hope that the guy that was in here giving us a hard time about starting the show was giving us a hard time for nothing because your Cowboys failed again.
I know. Well, that's the thing about that song. It's Texas. It says, I hope the preacher's quick today because the Cowboys started.
I heard that, man.
People cheer.
Yeah.
In the studio in Nashville, these guys were like, is that true? I was like, dude, my dad's a Baptist preacher. Trust me.
Yeah, they
he
cannot
would end
wait.
before noon when the Cowboys were playing. That is a true story.
It's a beautiful song, too, man. I can't thank y'all enough for being here. Make sure I get that song so I can give you some love and spread it around to a few of my friends in the business. And to get you on a couple stations you might not have had if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as a bad spin when you're pushing the radio.
Well, man, I appreciate it. And again, Paul, that was before us, was awesome. Great song, great singer. So thank y'all for having us, and love to do it again. Go out and check us out. See us out on the road. Download the music, listen to it, or shoot me a hey on Facebook, whatever, and just appreciate all the support.
Yep. Well, we are going to get on out of here as it was. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will catch you next time right here on Texas Music Radio. Sunday, live from Goofy's Bar and Grill. Y'all take care.